Grandpa.
Wow.
Grandpa.
Come on, man.
Proof is in the pudding, man. But I don't know. He'll just never get over the hump.
Yeah,
me being in diapers, you know?
Legit. That's what it is, right? And they're always going to look at us like that. All right, guys, I want to tell you about my trade on Lunar. I'm really, really, really proud of this trade, Ram, because I added at the areas where I liked and I got my executions every dang time. So here we added to defend initially the volume weighted average price. We got a specialist breakdown over here where they push you out a few pennies. It really depends on the price of the stock. They get you out and then it pumps back up. How do I know that? Look at it ex post facto after the fact. We break that 64 penny level that we had been defending essentially all morning. But look how quickly we were able to retake that. And then we break the highs. That's the most important part. The fact that you breached that key area of technical support and then you broke the highs. To me, this screams specialist breakdown. And I was able to wet my beak at the highs so far at 80s. Very proud of this trade. It's not a big money maker, but it's about the execution. The execution was very sound here. So we're going to look to do it again on LUNR. Still definitely off the highs. Well off the highs, okay? The highs was $9. Now we're really only in low 80s territory over here. So LUNR maintaining its position above the volume weighted average price, but for how long? Here's the look at the 5-minute chart. And what we can glean from this Ram is that we have lower highs incrementally. High, high, lower high, and then we didn't really get lower lows because this area low coincides with this area low over here. So we didn't technically get lower lows, but you guys can see the trend looks like it's losing steam. So I don't want to be around for too much longer on this one if it's going to give up the ghost. There isn't too much in the way of small caps right now that are moving big boy. Let's find out. Okay, I'm wrong. So there is one. UXIN has just shown up here as a big boy mover. Let's change this one, UXIN, and we're going to put that on there. Oh, baby, UXIN knocking on the door, $5, $4.99 high of day. But I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you about how I informally use the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart as a gauge for overbought and oversold conditions for these small cap gappers. Sure, you can use the RSI and you can use anything else like a momentum oscillator, but these moving averages also work as well informally. How do I use it? When you get far extended away from the 10 moving average, price action I'm talking about, the price action gets really extended away from that 10 exponential moving average on the 5. For small cap gappers, I'm not talking about anything else. I typically wait for a retracement. It doesn't have to touch the 10, but it's got to come a little bit closer to it. And then I wait for that rounding or that V-shaped recovery, however it's going to act at the time. Each one is a little different. So this one looking awfully good right now. UXDANGIN. Let's put some respect on this one's name. It's been showing up for multiple days. I do remember this ticker, and I'm going to give you the details on it in a hot second. It is not a small cap gapper. I stand corrected. It has a $904 million market cap, having traded 15.2 million shares on the day, and the float is zero, according to my platform. So, and I'm kidding, of course. Let's bring down trade ideas over here and look at UXIN, Ram. And here we have a float of 3.32 million shares, so very small, but the short float, negligible, literally. 0.03% of the 3 1/3 million shares is being borrowed for short. So, you know, whether or not we get parabolic, an entirely different story. So we'll see there. I got your message, Andre. Thank you. So that's a look. I'm going to wait for UXIN possibly to come into that 4.5, give or take. It doesn't have to touch the 10 exponential at 440. But if it holds up like this and then makes another 5-minute candle to make a new high and breaches 5, I'm going to get long with that squeeze because this could squeeze. It's not very small float, but it's smaller-ish. Okay, 3 some odd million shares. So this is looking good, and it's a midday mover. You know, it did obviously start off earlier on at 940. Didn't have much of a pre-market level, as we can kind of look there. But this is moving yesterday. It's been moving for a period of days. Look what it did on the, what day was that? That was the 23rd. So it's been moving. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on a retracement level into the 10 exponential. So much do I like this trade. I'm putting an alert for that $0.50 area so I can get notified in case I'm not looking at it. UXIN certainly in play right now. Zeker, I think it's the only red name that I have on the day. No, I'm marginally red on RKLB as well. My biggest loser though is ZK. And this is keeping me technically red on the day, despite that I have more winners than losers. But this one bamboozled me. This one, though, got in to 2050 and a beautiful bounce off the volume weighted average price. Doesn't breach at all. And you get a 2-candle hold. So you had ample amount of opportunity. 2-candle hold on the 5-minute, by the way. You had an ample opportunity to get in. I would say to you, though, the lower highs are operative here and the lower lows as well. So just because we're bouncing off VWAP doesn't mean we're not making a downward channel, because we kind of are. All right? So let's see if this one can kind of find its footing by making new highs, because right now we're not making new highs. We're holding above VWAP, but we're not making new highs. Why is this important to me? Because I want to exact revenge on this one. That's why. Okay, so if we start curling up off 21, I'm going to be looking to get in on this one, possibly over here. Another day, another great look for these Chinese ADRs. Here's a look right now, what they're looking at. Chinese ADRs watch list. Only 2 names are green. YY, which I don't even know. And then this one. What is this one? This one's called, this is Tencent. That's Tencent, but that's not Tencent in the one that you're thinking about. This is on the Jeff Mendel exchange there on the OTC. That's like Tencent, actual China Tencent, not the one that we have here. So a bit of a different one there. And that's the only one that's negative on the day. Every other one is positive. And these Chinese ADRs, some of them are in double-digit territory too. So that China trade continues to go. And by the way, Morgan Stanley today apparently releasing a bit of a comment on these ADRs. You know, make of it what you will. A lot of belief that, you know, they're pumping their own books, this, that, and the other. But Morgan Stanley are now quite bullish on China in the short to intermediate term. I mean, they had their best day since 2008 yesterday. Some of them are, you know, 1-year, 2-year highs. Alibaba, 1-year highs. And so we'll see. We'll see, man. I just don't want to rely on stimulus. That's my concern. You pump stimmies, we know what that does. We've seen it in North America 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So I have my concern about that. Lucian, Jivo's moving. You don't say. You don't say. Let's bring in a side chart over here. Have a look at our friend Jivo. Is it above $1? We're about to find out. GEVO is the ticker, guys. Here it is. I don't know why it takes so long to load on this one. There's certain stocks that this one doesn't like. Mara is one of them, and I guess Jivo's the other. We'll load it up on the trading screen over here. RAM, GEVO. It's an NQ name from what I believe. Yes, it is above $1. Okay, it's $1 and 2/3. Yeah, decent day for my friend Jivo over here. Let's put some respect on this one's name. 14 1/3%. You can see, though, it looks buyout-esque. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you probably haven't been on a prop firm before, because this is kind of what buyouts look like. They're just so thickly traded that, you know, this is what they end up looking at from a candlestick perspective over here on the chart. 14.5%, though. Thank you for that. Who was that mentioned it? M. Lucian. Mentioning Jivo. Scott Henderson, I think you're safe on Amazon. This is a wave 4. Oh my God, he's talking Elliott waves, baby. I love that. This is wave 4 that will end and smash down. Check previous down move. W called out wave 3. Check out Elliott wave for more. Dude, we did an entire week on Elliott waves. Baby, we check it out, Elliott waves. You're just joining us, Scott? No, I'm kidding, of course. We have newer viewers all the time. Love Elliott wave theory, sound theory. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Jay Lee, CAPR. Also gained 25 cents since I mentioned it. Keep on moving. Jay, I looked it up, man. I did look at CAPR, but I'm not happy with the volume on the day on that. We traded it yesterday. We did well, but the volume on it is kind of bupkis today. What is the volume? What's going on with these charts, bruh? They're not loading. All right, we'll let that cook for a second. I'm sorry. Can't do anything about that. Are you looking at anything over there?
I was looking at NVIDIA, so I took like a small scalp. I am looking for the breakdown here.
Breakdown,
yes, at 120.35. So I got in around 120.36. I'm looking for the break below this 120 mark. But as of right now, it's just kind of consolidating. But I want to see a more of a leg down there to give me more confirmation. I definitely think that it could go, but just for my scalping strategy, I like to see it, you know, break down like absolutely immediately. And so that's why I got out as of right now. But if I see, you know, something on the tape around, you know, those 29s, then I'm thinking I could definitely re-enter here. So oh, it's looking good. It's looking pretty decent. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna let that ride for a second and just look at something else. But I definitely am looking at NVIDIA for the breakdown because it's looking pretty good in terms of setting up there. So what else are you guys looking at in the chat? I am really interested to see RKLB hold. So RKLB, what is that doing? I mean, we have this hold here, yeah, at this mark here at 962. So I do like that. It looks like it could be a nice rounded bottom there. Definitely would like to see it hold there, but that looks really good for the long. In terms of NVIDIA, you know what? I'm going to go for this NVIDIA breakdown. This looks pretty nice to me right now. So I'm going to get in. Actually, no, it lost me. But it looks pretty good for the short, to be honest. I like this breakdown. So what I'm seeing here is I'm looking at this part, and I'm looking here at this 120.38. So I'm going to get rid of this line that I had here. And I like the fact that it's just not really coming up above this level. And I really like that for the breakdown as well. If we look down, yeah, like even on the 2-hour chart or even on the hourly chart, I like that it's breaking down. It wicked off of this 121.07. We have our new hourly chart candlestick happening in 20 minutes. So I would like to see, you know, what we do from there. But I mean, if we could break down here and you know, stay below 120.18, then I definitely think that NVIDIA is on that short. It faked us out though at 121. A lot of people were saying NVIDIA is going to break out 121, but I definitely think it faked us out, and we are on the downside, guys. So watch out for NVIDIA.
Oh boy.
What are your thoughts on altcoin level, Doge, and ETH specifically? So I mean, I don't really trade Dogecoin, to be honest. I don't really like the meme coin space. I mean, a lot of the time, Dogecoin or like anything Ethereum related on the Ethereum blockchain is related to Ethereum anyways. So I use Ethereum as a leading indicator. I haven't really looked at Ethereum, you know, these days as of recently, but let's just take a quick look at that. So here, ETH USDT. So we have this wick here at 2,726 coming down here. I definitely think that we could retrace to this 2,648, call it 2,650, depending on what platform that you are using. I could definitely see like a bounce happening around there. Trying to get in for the long, I feel like is a little bit too early as of right now. Wait for that hold and go in at that 2,650. That looks really nice. NVIDIA, I see a long. I mean, I don't know what you're seeing. I'm seeing a breakdown, to be honest. Going back to NVIDIA, like here, see, we're at these, like nearing these lows, right? And so because we didn't bounce and break through this 121.20 level, I feel like that was a pivotal point to really go for the long. But right now we're approaching those days lows. And so I think that definitely NVIDIA for the breakdown. I should have held that long at 36s, to be honest. But you know what? It is what it is. And NVIDIA, I mean, I hope you guys print on that because NVIDIA is looking like a nice short as of right now. Drip down.
We're long Meta here to take advantage of this VWAP dip. We're going to give this a try. I'm really unsure about this one because it's kind of, that's a bit of a falling knife there. I already got cut up on it a couple of times. We're going to see if this one wants to bounce back up. Meta's been strong. It's now negative 0.09%, trying off the volume weighted average price, but it's already breached it. It could be a specialist breakdown. Here we go again. If this breaks 567, that's going to be the end of the trade. The future is headed down, so I am worried now. So the future is headed down to 20,220. Technically, the low of the day is at 210. So we're awfully close to the low of the day, and in fact, we could breach the low of the day here. So kind of a tough look. You got a different look on Microsoft, which is actually coming back in to near highs at around the $0.50 level. So a little zig, a little zag here from some of these Mag 7 names. Where are we at with price? We're already 10 pennies out of the money on this name, but if it breaches 567, that's going to be the end of the story there. If it does retrace, I'd like something above 568.50. It's going to have to really retrace retrace, but that's going to require a bigger market move. So we don't get it. We don't get it. That's just the way it is there. We still break even on it, or 7 cents out of the money right now. Oh, wow. It's really breaking down. Looks like it could break right now on the whole dollar level. That's where our stop is. But it's zigging and zagging, man. It just scared me half to death. Now we're in the money. So kind of maybe 2 bottoming tail candles here at 567. There's also this area support level for 567. Let me just zoom in a little bit. This area top over here, so we kept rejecting off 567, 567 when we were down there, couldn't breach it. Can we hold it now? That's really going to be the question. Is that area going to flip from resistance to support? We'll find out, and we probably won't have to wait that long to find out. All right, moving up a little bit over here. Let's see if it can get back into 568. We'll wet our beak in front of 568. So I'm going to hang out over here. On that, we'll put the order there, and we'll come what may from that. But it's still having trouble with it, so we'll pack our patience. What are you guys looking at right now? Throw it up in the chat. I got to remind you, 9 minutes left to vote for your favorite tickers. If you want them covered by Neil and Sean, the big kahunas on the afternoon rundown, get into that chat right now. Use that prompt on your screen, exclamation point, join, space, $, and the ticker of your choice. No ticker is excluded from said list, baby. Whether small cap, gappers, mag 7s, we accept them all. The big kahunas trade them all as well. And so they'll be able to give you their look. If they traded it, they'll tell you how they traded it. If they didn't trade it, they'll tell you why or how they would have. So get into that chat right now. Every day, baby, we are doing this every Monday to Friday. Not every day, but Monday to Friday, we're doing the afternoon rundown, the viewer's choice. We could call it viewer's choice. Yeah, we call it the afternoon rundown, so it's all good there. Waiting at 588. We're printing 80s here on Meta. Looking if it can move back a little bit. Where am I long? I'm long 48s, so I'm not going to wet my beak here until it crosses the spread, though. Prohibitive spread on Meta. Nothing I didn't know before I got into it. It's not like I got conned into the stock or anything. I already knew it was called spreada. So we'll see if we can print on this one, but it's going to have to cross 88s by some distance for me to get the print there. Tesla on the way up, as I mentioned. Softy making a nice little move there to higher lows and higher highs for MSFT, and that's been the case since 12:10 today. Every single trough higher than its predecessor, every single crest also higher than its predecessor. Let's see if this one can keep on running. Oh, we got the print on Meta. Okay, good. Nice. Now we're printing 94s. I'm still holding a piece. This is a bit of a bigger position for me because we got to get out of trouble because we got stopped on it twice. So let's see if we can run up a little bit more. I want to see 568.5. We had a bit of a shelf here for a period of, let's say, 20 minutes, half an hour at this 568.5. Excuse me, I said 567.5. I meant 568.5. So we'll see if we can, number one, weasel up above $568. And then if we can we work our way up into that $50, showing 90s right now on the level 2. Okay, showing 03s now on the level 2. The buyers are stepping in here on Meta. Well, there, we just flushed, so maybe I should shut up. There is the look there. The future, getting a little bit of a bounce. Not much. Not much. We're still below the 10 and the 20 exponential. We're still much closer to the lows, certainly than we are the highs, but not a bad look overall. I love it. I love how you guys got into the chat to vote, man. Yes, my man Barry, he wants to know about GM. Join GM. Brendo, what was the name of the SUV that MKHD reviewed? Silverado. Man, Barry, go and have a look at that new Silverado EV SUV. Dang. Very impressive. Huge range on that, like 400 some odd miles, almost 500 miles. Barry, he wants to talk about GM. Joe Paul wants to talk about AMD. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's see who else voted. The 2 Magic Mice 8 wants to talk about RKLB, one of the stocks I'm red on. Blaze Wavy wants to talk about Meta. I like him because we're long Meta. Let's see what else we got. Who else do we have over here? We got Grateful for Bitcoin. Are you surprised that they want to talk about Coinbase?
No, not
no,
at
not
all.
surprised at all.
Off, no.
Right? So good look there. Guys, get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. The Neil, the Sean, they will cover. Go Meta. There we go, baby. We're almost $1 in the money here on the Zuck train. In fact, I'm going to put my beak wetter right at $1, come what may. We wanted to defend that $0.50, or we want to take, excuse me, that $0.50, showing 35s, excuse me. Yeah, we're showing 35s here on the ask. I'm waiting at 48. Let's see if we can weasel up a little bit more. I'll take that print and I'll be happy with it. Here go, 33s, some buying incoming. Again, with Meta, you're likely going to have to cross your level by some distance to get the print. Zigging and zagging right now above that whole dollar. We'll hopefully get that print ASAP on the Zuck train. How you doing over there?
So I got in at NVIDIA again. So I got in at 120.14. So I'm waiting for that breakdown. I'm looking at 119.88 as my take profit. I really like the fact that, so if we just bring over my NVIDIA chart here. So this is what I'm looking at, just this downtrend here. I put my stop loss around 120.60 to 120.65, hoping that it doesn't get up there, because I feel like if it does get up there, then I'm pretty wrong on my trade. But as of right now, I'm liking the breakdown. Let's look more on a longer term time frame. I don't like the fact that it bounced off of this 120.14, but we're going to see how the trade plays out, because I'm really working on just staying convicted in the trade. I'm pretty convicted in this trade, so you know what? I'm just going to hold it. If it hits my, my stop loss, then it is what it is. But today, I think I'm going to stay in the trade and see how this plays out, because we have to stay convicted. That's how we're going to make the money. We don't just want to make, a couple dollars. We want to make the big bucks.
Hey.
The big bucks. Is this? I've never used this before. Wet that beak.
No.
Yes. Beak wetter. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Where's the bang?
Oh, I don't think she has the bang. I have it. I'll put it on your, yeah.
The bang bang, and
Yeah.
I really want that. So I really want that money. And so I'm going to stay in this trade, and hopefully it works out the way I want it to. How about you, Sharif?
Good. I'm holding on here. We're printing the $0.25 on Meta. Now the third of $1. I'm waiting at 48s. I've been waiting. Let's see if we get the print. The 48 area is a bit of a top, so I'm taking a risk by putting my profit taker there. But here we go, 50s. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Give me that print, baby. We're printing 50s on the ask, 28s on the bid, so it's going to have to cross. I'm not going to get the fill otherwise. Now the bid's moving up to 35. Now the ask is at 48. The bid's at 35. If it moves up a skosh more, I think I will get printed. And there it is, Satya. Yes. Yeah, did well on this one, but did poorly on it to start, so probably break even. Haven't looked at the blotter. But let me tell you about this one, okay? UXIN, guys. I'm quite frustrated. Why? Because look, I had my alert there. That's that yellow line that you guys see on the screen. The alert there was to alert me into that 4.5. I should have had it north side of 4.5, not the south side. I had it at 48s. Don't know why I did that. It got into that level and it gave you that $5 move again. I think this one got into 96s instead of 99s, potatoes, potato. But beautiful hold of the dang 10 exponential on the 5. And what a move back up here for UXIN. The reason I like it, the reason I like this above all others is look at the volume bars midday. I mean, the highest volume bar on the day is printed at 115. The second highest is at 105. So this one is getting its footing under it during the midday. That means it didn't have its best day or its best time of the day, either in the pre-market or in the opening range trade, or like, that initial, the initial 9:30 to 11-ish. No, this one got its footing where it had its best part of the day during the midday. Why is that important? Because you're still getting that buying volume, got that momentum volume. You don't have to play the ranges, the scalps, etc. All the different style of trades that we do when the volume drops off on these small cap gappers. So UXIN here, Ramram, what a fantastic look. Obviously, there is resistance at $5. That $4.99 has held up since we printed it at 115, but goodness, we're a lot closer to the highs than we are anything else. So let's see if we can break that. UXIN, excuse me, not LUNR. UXIN, absolutely beautiful look. All right, so for now, I did get top wick on Meta, and that's for now. The reason it looks like it's top wick, because we know that $0.50 area is a bit of a shelf, a local shelf, that is. So we'll see if we can breach through it, but right now is a predictable area. Shout out to UJ Pomp the Meta, LOL, Pamp it. Shout out to the OGJ. I wonder, my man, did you trade Boyle today? Let me know how UNG's going, because the NOS boss, I don't know if you joined us this morning, Jay, but the NOS boss had more charts on UNG. He's still talking about that trade. So you let me know how you're doing with that. I know you love your Boyle. The NOS boss likes UNG as well. There goes Meta, guys. So it looks like I took it out too early. Breaking through here, ram into that whole dollar level at 569. Nice. Breaking through that level. Fantastic day today. Not fantastic day today for Meta, but definitely one of the green ones. And it's been a fantastic week, and I would say a fantastic month for Meta. What's Meta up on the month? Let's do some charting here, baby. All right, let's bring in the side chart over here. Let's zoom in. So far, this is the monthly candle for September. Okay, let's take it from the low, and we'll take it to the high. Meta, from the low to the high. Doesn't mean it's up at this point right now, but up about 17% in September from the low wick to the high wick. Not open to close. Low wick to high wick, which is essentially $500 we defended. And I think the high is 580 to the dot. So fantastic month for Meta, and this is the monthly chart for Meta. Yes, you're not looking at this wrong. This was $88. Yes, in November of 2022. So since that time, Satea, Meta is up, not that much, 550%. It's not that much.
Something measly.
Yeah, light 550. So that's a look there on Meta. Good look for it. Tesla, though, guys. Meta, I've been yapping about that, but Tesla is the real deal in terms of percentage up on the day, and it's far closer to the highs and the lows. We know 260 has been an elusive target today for Tesla. You know, I don't want to say a quadruple top, but certainly there's been umpteen amount of resistance in the high 259s. Every time we get ascend into the 60s, 70s, 50s even earlier, we're met with some selling. But here we go. We're 10 pennies away from the high right now on Tesla as we look to break 260. And you're going to have to watch out for that volume coming in during power hour, baby, because yes, everyone is holding their breath for that robo-taxi event. They're waiting for Q3 deliveries to be reported. Both of those are going to be big events for this name simply because of the supply demand for EVs right now. And obviously, a lot of the price of Tesla is predicated upon successful robo-taxi launch. So a lot of people are going to be waiting for that. I can't wait for that. October 10th, we're obviously going to be covering it here if it's within, regular business hours. I'm pumped for it, though. What are your thoughts on Tesla anyway, just as a stock?
Tesla, like the stock?
Yeah.
As of right now, let's look at it.
Pamp it, says Neil.
Pamp. So, yes. So we are breaking those highs right now, or are we? I mean, we're near those highs. We are at 259.64. I definitely think that this is looking good. Let's look on the higher time frame. I really like that on the 30-minute. The 30-minute here, we have these wick bottoms here, 257.90, 258.37, as well as 258.17. So definitely, as long as we don't breach those, definitely Tesla looking nice for the long, and honestly, probably till the end of the day. But we'll see. I would say, take some out maybe around 3 and then reassess. But I think Tesla is looking really good as of right now. I really like the look on that. Oh, yeah. I got in this in the morning and it didn't do this. And I really thought Tesla was a long, but I just didn't get a good read on it in the morning. I was trying to go through that morning drive trade, trying to take it off of pre-market high. Obviously got in too early. I did have the right sentiment, but just didn't get in at the wrong time. So I hate that, but Tesla looking great. Awesome. All
right. I'm in UXIN. We're going to give this a try here because it did break 5, and now the volume is really moving here. So we're going to look to possibly, take this one to the north side. I am willing to defend this into 490 just because I know the specialist breakdowns are real fast and furious. So it's not going to be just the $5 level that we look to defend. I'll be looking to defend into the 490s, and then that's really going to be generally that area is going to be my stopping block. There's a seller at 8s right now. You can see that. We keep rejecting at 8s, and the size is not reflected there on the book. So this pretty much leads me to believe, excuse me, that it's a bit of a hidden seller, an iceberg order at 8. Let's zig and zag right now on UXIN. We've printed 20 1/3 million shares on the day. Here comes 7s. Let's see if we can get a look at 8s over here as we ascend into 8s. A lot of buying, guys. Look at this, but no orange, though. A lot of green, but no orange. So, there we go. Now we're getting some orange. What does orange mean? Just remind you guys, buyer exuberance, people buying above the ask. Here come 10s. Okay, let's see if we can get some 10s. No, so we're zigging and zagging still. So I'm going to pack my patience with this one, but the buyers are stepping in. Let's see here. They're dipping now. Oh, wow, the spread really opened up there. What the hell is that? Let's see if we can get filled at 92s. Ultimately, though, it's going to have to hold 80s. Otherwise, we want no smoke with this one. I want to see if this one can continue through 5 without bamboozling everybody. And that's the thing. We'll wait to see if this one can go. I kind of looked at the short float on this one earlier. I think I did. Yes, this one, a negligible short float, and it says Neil, and he's accurate, 0.03%. There isn't much to talk about there. So if you're expecting any parabolic behavior to be manifested because it's got a short float, it doesn't. So you're going to have to base your, parabolic theory based on just the float, which is small. 510 HOD at the moment, printing 5s. Right now, let's see if we can zig and zag a little bit higher on UXIN. It's been a good day for it today with very respectful, I would say, of the 10 exponential on the 5. We'll have to see if we were extended above it right now. I want to see if we can move up a little bit. LU also had a hell of a move here. Where's my LU chart? I think I got rid of it. I think I switched GIVO for LU. Yes, there's LU. There's your big break. Through the top there, we were zigging and zagging at 3 1/3 for the majority of the morning. Then the volume comes in, the price action flies into that 344, so that probably stopped out a lot of shorts. But if you were long this name, good for you. I didn't want to get into this name because the volume was just too light. And you can see that depicted on how these candles look choppy. It's because volume's light on that. So yeah, back to UXIN, still in this trade. Where are we? I think we're like 2 pennies out of the money. Let's see if we can break the top here. Satya, 3 minutes left on the show.
Awesome. So you know what? I flipped my bias. I'm going long on NVIDIA. So I'm just back over. So listen, I have my stop loss at 120.49. Is that it? 120.49 to 45s. And so, just, kind of near this candle low. So I'm thinking that I'm not trying to go too crazy with it. I have my take profit. Oh, I didn't even put it in there yet. But I'm thinking that I want to take profit around this 121 level. I definitely think that reasonably it could get up there. So I'm just going to put my take profit there. That is what I'm looking at as of right now. I'm looking at the book as of right now. Looks pretty decent. I'm going to filter out this. So I'm looking, some selling, but 64s. Yeah, it looks pretty decent as of right now, holding 65s. And so I'm looking for that long as well. Not going too crazy in terms of, my take profit. Just looking, for at least, a 30 penny move. So I think that is pretty reasonable, for NVIDIA today. NVIDIA is pretty volatile. I like the fact that it's using this, going up on this uptrend here. On the 3 minute, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles. None of them really breaking below the other. And so I really like that for the long. So yeah, I really changed my sentiment. It really bounced off near that 119.90. It bounced off at 120.14. And so I thought that we would get the breakdown because it's just been breaking down all day. Break dancing, but, it's going up now and I can't, stick to my bias because my bias is wrong, at least for right now. So I'm trying to, navigate with that and stay in the trade.
Did you watch breakdancing during the Olympics?
No, I heard that was a thing though, but I did not look at it. Did you enjoy it?
As an individual who was breakdancing in high school,
I used to break dance, honestly. I used to.
Did you?
Yeah, back in the day, like my moves.
We need
like,
videos.
You know when you like go on your like shoulder and neck and like,
Yes,
put your legs in the air? Yeah, I used to do that.
The freeze. That's called the freeze.
Yeah, the freeze. I didn't know what the name was called. But I used to do that. That was like my thing back in the day. Ask me to do that now, I'd probably break my neck. But,
I know. I don't know about that.
But you know what? It is what it is.
It was good times, yeah. But there was obviously, I'm really happy that they actually included that in the Olympics. But there was obviously the fiasco with the Australian dancer and this, that, and the other.
What happened?
It's not a fiasco. It was good. Apparently, according to Neil, it was good. She's joking, obviously. No, I mean, it was interesting because, look, it was the best that country had to offer, and I don't want to disrespect her there, but look, I thought, you know, that maybe they'd have some other participants there, but I like the sport. I like the sport. I like its addition into the Olympics. I don't mind it so much. Satea, I don't know why. Oh, because the big kahunas. Oh, it's 2 o'clock, man.
It's 2 o'clock, guys.
Totally talking about breakdancing. I don't even really know what time it is. Usually we're always throwing to them early. All right, guys, it has been a blast. Satea and I will see you next Wednesday. It's going to be Joe on Monday, but we're going to send you over to the big kahunas, and I'm going to go over to the green screen and get set up. See you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Welcome, everybody, to the afternoon show. And Raygun was...
It's Raygun time, baby.
Raygun was absolutely not the best that they had to offer.
Yes.
That's the whole point. I know we're just transitioning over.
You're not impressed with Raygun?
I mean, what are we even
talking? See those highlights, man?
I mean...
You can't... I mean...
The confidence... Okay, so here's...
Neil v. Raygun. I mean, I'm down to support that. We can get that on Netflix.
Look, I'm not doing any dancing.
We'll get some like beats started up for you, man.
I'm in a walking boot. I'm not doing any dancing.
Achilles is all healed up, and then Neil versus Raygun. I mean, how many people would watch that?
No, I'm
not even in the chat.
I'm not a break dancer. I'm just simply saying that give me like 6 months and I could do better than that. Like if I bought my brother, Len could do better than that right now.
I'm not worried about your brother, bro.
Len could do that. I want to see Neil
that
right now
versus Raygun.
All I'm saying is she absolutely was not. The whole point is that clearly was not the best they had to offer.
No.
And what made it so ridiculous was that clearly other people who probably could have had their Olympic dream fulfilled and were better, didn't get the opportunity to do so. That's what made it controversial. But at least she had the confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because to be straight up, like if I knew I was like not up to par, like I don't know that I don't know if I'm getting up there, like I know I'm terrible and be able to go on that stage in the Olympics and perform. Like you want to be there, you want to be the best. Like I'd probably be like, nah, man. Like, nah. But Ozan, Neil is a break ankler. That's right, son.
That's right.
I didn't have a handle either on the basketball court. That's the crazy thing. I was a shooter. You know, I had the jump shot, and I was like a 3-and-D kind of guy. I had no handles. I'm not breaking any ankles. I'm just breaking my own ankles in soccer. So the market is recovering as we speak. Tesla's attempting to break 260 for the second time. The first time it did and went nowhere. The second time, it is still going absolutely nowhere. Although, why does it say $308 is the high of the day on my level 2? It is not. That's incorrect. There's no dark pool wicks or anything. So Tesla's trying to break out at that high, that 260, but I think it's going to fail a second time in here. The market's actually pulling back in. Oh, that might lead me to some Intel short, but Tesla's trying to go. It's been a pick the stocks kind of day because the market overall is not doing a heck of a lot. There was a big move on SMCI. That was a big one, and then there was the Chinese ADRs. But I feel like this Tesla 260, and try and give this bit to 259.5, but I think we got a failed breakout on Tesla after waiting all afternoon for it. It waits till we're back on air, and then it says, no, thou shalt not cross. I was in this a couple of times here. Cannot get any better than the quarters up top on TSLA. But the market rolls over. There are some names I like short. I'm going to go back over to Intel, which we were short before.
Yeah, I mean, we, unfortunately, you won't believe this if I told you, but we missed this reload right there on the TQQs by 2 cents. Like, it goes to 88s. We were at 86s. Like, I just canceled. I thought I'd come back here. I went and grabbed a coffee. I thought I'd come back here and I was long. but we did not want to reload the TQs down there. But we did reload it at 72. We showed this to Sharif on the midday show. It's what we put down there, buying 72s there for the TQQ. We actually got stopped out the first time it broke. It broke back down below 71.80. But then it stopped and we got back in. So TQs gave some back early on being stopped out on this first move, but now making it back and just out on VWAP. So, all right, let's go over and see what you voted for.
All right, guys, welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every day. As you saw, Neil and Sean locked and loaded, ready to take the tickers as decided by you. So join us during the midday show and get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. Brendo. Thank you. All right, guys. At first, I just want to let you know how the futures are doing. It looks as if the ES flat, the NQ down about 0.4, but the Dow and the Russ in green territory right now. The Russ leading everybody up about 0.8 as that rotation trade continues to take effect. There we go. NVIDIA as the number one ticker as selected by you guys, looking like it formed a bit of a base. No specific headline today for microchips, but obviously Micron could be moving these guys.
First.
How did you, huh?
No, she's messing around.
Where did you see
I
that?
saw Micron on there.
No,
I
you
got all
didn't.
Micron all locked and loaded, and now it's NVIDIA.
Because Ramin is messing with us.
I told you, man, this girl.
Ramin's just having, it's a Friday, Ramin's
That's
just having
society,
fun.
that's right. That's
Let's go over to NVIDIA. See, I thought it'd be like a Chinese name or a Tesla would be number one, but Tesla's number two. So NVIDIA stunk today. Although, you know what? It was a good trend to the downside. So, you got to look at it that way. So if you're short NVIDIA, congratulations to you. But I went long at 122 with predictable results at 122. I think the best bounce for me was 122.40 was like the best fill. And I went back into it like 3 times. It eventually lost a bid, turned into what was an out of this world short into $120. When you pull this one up, it's like hindsight's always going to be 20/20, but I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't looking long. Like I thought we got some opportunities after SMCI to find some bottoms, right? Like SMCI brought everything down. You bounced off some obvious lows at 122. Let's go for that. Did not work. You couldn't take out the high. Now you got a bit of a chop and churn, $1 between 121 and 120. That's the afternoon range. But I would submit to you, because that's something that Sharif likes to say, I submit to you that a
He
name.
says that literally all the time.
Well,
that's his line.
Actually, what's interesting is like I went to this whole thing. I'm going to start stealing some Sharifisms
Right.
every single day, and then I stopped doing it, and I forgot.
why
So like
did you
now I've remembered that I'm stealing it. So I submit to you that AMD, which is only down 1 3/4, could be the next one to go. So Nvidia's down 2 to almost 3%, but AMD is hanging on to yesterday's bottom, which obviously Nvidia did not do. But this looks all the world like a 164 flat bottom break, or we just play off of 165 half in here. Clearly relatively weak. The chip names are relatively weak. At least these guys are. I mean, Intel as well. And we'll talk about Micron, I guess, when we go down the list. But yeah, AMD looks a little bit weak to me. Tesla, which we'll get to in a second, that just gave up to 50. So twice it doesn't work on the 260 breakout. But yeah, AMD, NVIDIA, at least AMD is a short for me. I was interested in trading NVIDIA, to be honest. I just feel like AMD has a big level to break to the downside and a very clean channel.
All right. Yeah, so today we were actually reversed the stubbornness and did not have any. So we were long today. We wrote down 122. It's on the sticky note. It was a level that we liked, 122. Long dip buy opportunity. It was actually kind of strange because it was going down in the market, although wasn't going down the same velocity as NVIDIA. I mean, you're now down 2.7% versus the NASDAQ only being down 0.47. So right now, NVIDIA